Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. Today will be our third to last Karlov Manor draft before we get to the next 2 weeks, which will wrap up the format with my top 8 best drafted decks being put up against each other in a top 8 tournament to find out what the best deck of Karlov Manor draft season was. But we've got 3 more drafts to see if one of these next 3 drafts can find their way in there. It's been a while since we've had a trophy. We're going to try to get back into the win column here today. With a pack one, pick one, unyielding gatekeeper, I think. That's a close one. There's also Torch the Witness and Repulsive Mutation. I love both of these cards. Mutation is just so busted. Gatekeeper's also pretty good. If this were like X green green, I might take it. White is just the best color, and if you can find yourself into the best color with a nice rare to boot, it's just a nice place to be. Bishop of the Bloodstained. I don't think vampires is what we're going to be doing today. So now we get to decide between Projector Inspector, which is a good blue card. Cares about detectives, of which Unyielding Gatekeeper is not. We've got Red Herring, Crowd Control Warden, Meddling Youths is similarly a multicolored card here, but I don't think it's better than Projector Inspector, which is, I think, just the best card in this pack. I guess for that reason I'll take it and go from here. Now we've got a Market Watch Phantom. There's also a Killer Among Us. And those are pretty much the two things I'm deciding between. If I didn't have Unyielding Gatekeeper, I'd probably take a Killer Among Us here. But the Phantom goes well with Inspector. It is a detective itself, so it's a pretty easy pickup to follow Projector Inspector. And what a surprise, all the white is already pretty much out of the pack by pick 4 here. And so is the blue. In fact, this pack is pretty horrible. If I'm in specifically black-white, I don't mind at least a copy of Soul Search. I don't think I need to take Crocodile this early. Fairy Snoop could be okay even in like a blue-white deck. Putrid Warriors. I don't mind black-white in some scenarios. I guess I'll take the Snoop to hedge towards blue-white, and then we see another Killer Among Us here, as well as a Granite Witness. Well, I think seeing Killer Among Us pick 5 is enough of a signal. I'm wondering if I'm supposed to abandon the blue-white start that we have here and just take the Killer Among Us. I think this card is pretty good. Is it better? I've had so much success with Granite Witness, though, and we do have a decent start with Phantom Inspector Gatekeeper here, that I actually think blue-white might be worth trying to go down at least a little bit longer. Gadget Technician, another Snoop, a Bubble Smuggler, Radical, Gadabout, Soul Search. There's not a lot going on here. I mean, if we're ending up to be a little bit more of a controlling blue-white deck, Snoop might be better than Bubble Smuggler. I guess I'll just go ahead and take that here. A controlling blue-white deck wouldn't want on the job very much, but we might not end up controlling. Case of the Filched Falcon, hasn't quite got there in my estimation, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the on the job here. And then look, pick 8 Researcher. I mean, I don't mind that. There's also an Eavesdropper here, which is a card I do like, but I'm going to go ahead and take the pick 8 Researcher as a bit of a sign that blue might be open, and blue-white detectives could be in our future depending on what we open in pack 2. I think we've got a pretty darn good start to a blue-white detectives deck here. Tracker's a detective. Investigators are detectives. I think I'll just take the cheaper card here. I'm not really sold on either of them. I'll just cut the only blue card here. I'll take Investigators. Don't think I need to take the Concealed Weapon. Putrid Warrior came back. You know, there is a world where we could end up black-white where I think this would be better than Smuggler. I'll just go ahead and take it here. Like if we open Tesa or something. Well, now we opened War Leader's Call, which I think is probably just going to lead us down red-white and probably abandon our blue. There's also Wisp Drinker Vampire, which would also force us to abandon the blue. Shock does as well. Yeah, I mean, we could take the Outrageous Robbery, but I don't think we're black, so... I'm just going to go ahead and take the War Leader's Call and see if we can find our way into red-white. It's a good enough deck. Inside Source, Market Watch Phantom, Person of Interest, Red Herring, all great options here. Homicide Investigator. It's a good card, it's just in the wrong color. I might just take the Inside Source over the Phantom and the Interest and the Herring here, although I would love any one of these to come back. Has a little bit of synergy with our Detective so far. And now I guess we can take the Phantom. There's some other red and white, but this would be a fun thing to draft around pack one, pick one, but that is not today. So maybe there's a world where we splash War Leader's Call in a blue-white deck, but I don't think that's where it's at its best. So we would have to get rid of Investigators, which isn't even a great card to start off with. Snoops. We could play the Granite Witness. We just don't have a ton of white. We haven't seen any Novice Inspectors. Haven't seen any Dog Walkers. If we see any of those pack 2, then we know we're in the right lane as far as trying to go red-white here. And again, maybe there's a world where we could attempt to splash this. But we'll see if that's the world we end up in. Would love to get, you know, a Dog Walker Novice Inspector here. That would really reaffirm what I'm doing. But another Market Watch Phantom is not bad, because even if we have to abandon War Leader's Call and just go blue-white, the Phantoms are good in blue-white too. So yeah, we'll just take another one of those. Projector Inspector or Red Herring here. Red Herring goes toward the red-white life. The more we go through this pack, the better our blue-white deck is looking and the worse War Leader's Call is looking unless we splash it. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Inspector here. See, now we got double Sprite. I mean, I think I have to take a Sprite here. Well, I'll take a pick 7 Novice Inspector. There's also Granite Witness and Cold Case Cracker, but yeah, give me the Novice Inspector, please. Did not expect one to get one pick 7. Another Phantom. Yeah, let's just get aggro. Works well with Researcher. Works well with any disguise creature on 3. Reasonable Doubt. I don't think that's going to be the kind of deck we're going to be, but Due Diligence with 4 Phantoms, that could be playable. Again, we're not locked into blue. Like, if we open Aurelia in pack 4, if we open Agris Costs, give me 5, I guess? We don't have any cases here. And I'm not playing a 3rd Fairy Snoop. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of red-white cards I could open that would potentially make me abandon what I've got. But with double Projector Inspector here, that is pretty darn good. But gosh, 5 Market Watch Phantoms, and it's not even the end of pack 2. I'm not sure I've had that many commons in 2 packs before. Really, ever. What do we find? Anzrag the Quake Mole, a fine card. Nothing we really need to abandon what we're doing for, though. Furtive Courier doesn't really do what we're trying to do here. It's not even a detective. It doesn't trigger our Phantoms. Hotshot Investigators, we've already got 1. We probably don't need 2. We kind of struck out here. I would have loved just a Novice Inspector, even a Dog Walker, something like that. I guess we have to take a very sad thinking cap. I don't think I'm playing 3 Fairy Snoops. So let's just take the world's saddest pack 3 pick 1 thinking cap. And then take a pretty easy Private Eye, and I think we're just blue-white. Maybe we wheel Meticulous Archive or Phantom or Cold Case Cracker. Any one of these would be great. But we'll take Private Eye. I do love me a case of the Crimson Pulse, but probably not today. So do we take a Cold Case Cracker or a Seasoned Consultant here? Consultant is good with Inspector, but so is Cracker. But Inspector also, or the Consultant triggers all of our Phantoms as well. So I think that's the reason I'm going to take it over Cold Case Cracker here. It's a late Torch the Witness. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything I'm playing. I guess I could play Wrench, but I probably don't want to. We already have a Due Diligence. I don't need to play 2 of those. And I don't think there's any world where I'm playing red anymore. So I'm just going to take the Wrench, probably not play it. Sprite number 2, Exit number 1, Accusation number 1. I think I'll take the Sprite here. It's a 3-mana 2/2 flyer that triggers all of our detectives that are coming down on 2 here. Bubble Smuggler. Sure. Actually, make your move. I think that's slightly better. Could even main deck that. And as good as War Leader's Call is, I've had it derail my drafts before, and I didn't let it do it this time. I just kind of stuck to my guns. Ooh, Mistway Spy. That's pretty good here, I think. I think it's better than a Tracker or another Snoop, so let's go ahead and take that. There's a world where we could have almost been mono white this draft, but we would have had to play some subpar cards. Yeah, we're a little like we're fast and slow at the same time. Like these Snoops do not really fit inside of this deck. I'd love to fill this slot with something slightly better here. Oh, I said I wanted Dog Walkers. We're going to be pretty heavy white. I guess I take that over Jaded Analyst. We don't have a lot of investigation. We didn't see any out colds, which is not great for us. So I think I'm going to get rid of these Snoops. I think they just do not do what we want them to do. Currently have 16 detectives. Is that all of our creatures? No, not quite. Yeah, this is quite the detective deck here. I would love to pick up a couple more things to improve cards like Wrench, but we're getting past the wheel here and really not finding anything coming back around. Yeah, I think we're going to have to choose out of what we've got. So I'm going to go ahead and build this, and I'll see you after deck building. Okay, here's where I ended up, and we are Blue-White Detectives aggro is what we are. 9/7 going with 16 lands here because we do not have really very many disguise at all. We've got 2 here. Our curve tops out at 4. Well, I guess we have we have 4 disguise creatures, but these are okay to play on 1 and 2 if you need to. But Dog Walker we're going to have to disguise, and Granite Witness, you know, we could play on 4 if we had to, but more than likely this, and I don't think we're going to be super mana hungry in this deck. Playing a Wrench and a Thinking Cap because we do have 16 detectives for the Thinking Cap. Make your move is about our only source of interaction, but we're going to hope to be beating down our opponent pretty quickly with all these Phantoms flying in the air. So that's going to be our game plan here. Kind of have to curve out pretty well for this to work out for ourselves, and if our opponents are able to stabilize or play early reach creatures, we could be in trouble, but we'll see how this one goes. Let's see if we can get back in the trophy train. See ya in game number 1. Okay, here we are starting on the draw in game 1. We've got Wrench on 1, which is always nice. Turn 1 play. We don't have any of our Phantoms, but I think it's still keepable here. Right on time. So here comes Phantom, and then we'll see what we do on turn 3 here. No play. You'd love to see that. Let's see if they play a disguised creature. Looks like they do. We can go ahead and probably just play Dog Walker disguised, and then maybe next turn equip Wrench And flip Dog Walker, maybe? That's most mana efficient. Yeah, that... I very much do love being mana efficient here. So if they go to remove the Phantom here, then... I mean... that's what they do. Go ahead and doing this now just to trigger the Phantom. Pre-combat. And then we can attack with both. I'm fine trading off the Dog Walker at this point. See if they use removal here. Not exactly. Just gaining a little bit of life and cycling that, I suppose. Sure. Yeah, they weren't flipping that anytime soon, I wouldn't think. Alright. Let's just keep on getting in there, I guess. Oh, they don't have anything. Sure. Alright. Hopefully no board wipe, and then we'll go from there. The double black board wipe is 5 mana, so even if they cycle for a swamp, they can't cast that. Got a Plains. And a Sentry with Reach, along with Extract a Confession to get rid of Phantom. Okay. Let's do this, and then I could flip this up, hit them for 7, go to 5. I think I'd just rather do this. Well, I mean, if they're just going to let me eat it, then I guess I'll eat it. Now, again, hoping no board wipe. Ah, that's a second swamp. Alright, pass. This is lethal, so they obviously have to have something here. And they do. And you know, I think this is a spot where I play around a board wipe. I don't really have any reason. Well, I could just disguise this, and then if they play some crazy bomb that I for some reason have to like flip this up and give them a 2/2 for, then that's okay. I can also, it's not necessarily a crazy bomb, but I mean, probably would have done it there, so. All right, our little tempo deck got the best of them there. All right, starting on the draw again with, again, not a great hand, but we got 2 draws to find a Phantom. We got 5 of them in the deck. So we'll see if we can do that. Give me a play. Nope. Yeah, I don't like my first play being on turn 3, but especially when we have so many 2-drops. Gonna lead on Researcher, that way next turn we have 5 mana if we need it. You have a 3/3. I guess we do this because this is a way that we can actually use all of our mana here. See if they have Auspicious Arrival or not. That's what I think they have, and I'd be willing to trade a Dog Walker for an Auspicious Arrival here. Less willing to trade it for a Shock, but sure. Okay. Let's lead on Inside Source. I know we don't get a trigger on Phantom next turn, but we can surprise them with Private Eye pumping up some of our stuff next turn here. And if we draw a land, Private Eye Due Diligence, that is a lot of damage. Especially if they're just going to keep on attacking us here. Vengeful Tracker, little do you know, I'm not really attacking very much. Or cracking clues very much. Less willing to cast Due Diligence into open mana here. So guess all I can really do is just activate this. I don't really have anything else going on for me. If they want to use their mana to kill this in response, I mean, that's okay. Okay, traded it off there. Makes on the job slightly worse, but again, as long as they've got open mana, I can't really do that. Okay, now they don't have open mana, so we can do on the job here. Or would I rather just cast Sprite and Due Diligence and then have on the job next turn? That seems okay too. So let's do this here, give it here, go to combat, and then next turn on the job should finish this off, I would think. Don't know why I did. Also, I forgot this can tap something. Oops. Yeah, in my mind, this only taps it down if you collect the evidence, but, I mean, and I also should have killed the crime novelist there, so that was, like, double punt, but having on the job in hand makes a lot of this a lot easier to do. Yeah, I have no idea why I didn't kill the crime novelist. That was just dumb. Case of the Burning Mask, kill the 3/3. Satchel make a 1/1. Yeah, that was such a punt last turn. I have no idea why I did that. This still only puts them to 1, and our Phantom does get eaten here because I chose to not kill their crime novelist for some reason. So they go to 2. That does kind of remove a blocker next turn, but... the Sprite is our way in right now. Now they have a 4/4 reach. And all I got to do is this here, so... see if they can kill the Sprite or not. Oh, I was about to say, yeah, okay. Alright. That, we were kind of all in there, and yeah, we're about to get majorly punished for that huge punt earlier. Oh, War Leader's Call, yeah, okay. Smuggler's Copter? What a turn. Can't do anything. Go ahead. Nice draw. What on earth did I do this game? Make your move. That has a lot of targets. That could kill a lot of things. They have 3 different things that can block our flyer right now. Come on, brick at least once. Although the copter... is it worth using make your move to kill the thopter? Or the copter, I mean? Attack for 5. Okay, no blocks. What did you draw? Nothing. I guess I loot here. That is another creature. You can get rid of a reach thing. Ugh. Maybe they overextend a little bit, not knowing that this is also removal, but they're at 2. They have 4 blockers right now. This game should have been over about 5 minutes ago. But one thing I like to preach on the channel as well is if you make a punt, I mean, you could have shame conceded a while ago, but try to figure out where to win from now. I mean, see if you can figure out a way to win from the spot you're in even after the punt, because look, we all mess up. Okay. I did this now so that they can't also crew with Copter and block with 5 creatures next turn. We need something here. Give me something decent. If they have any sort of interaction in their hand, I can't attack all because they could, like, bounce the Gatekeeper. And then, like, have blocks for everything else, and then take 1 and not die. Okay, trade. Land, what's the last card? Just show it to me so I can have perfect information. Okay. They're still not dead. No, that doesn't really do it. I don't need to play it disguised because I'm not going to be attacking all, so I'm just going to use this as the loot here. And then next turn I could give this +2/+0 with Inside Source. Okay, they'll cycle Scene of the Crime. Draw likely another land. That is a detective. That's another one. I'd like to keep up 3 mana here because of Inside Source. I guess I should have stacked this, or I could have held priority before this trigger went on the stack and stacked the clue in response. I'm not sure that's how that works. This was technically still on the stack. So let's just see what we get first, but I'm likely just gonna use Inside Source on Mistway Spy and force them to trade with Copter here. I don't think that changes anything. Or does it? 1. So block, 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 die? I just have to hope they don't have anything in their hand. If they have any sort of interaction, this goes horribly wrong. And next turn, we probably just win. Although I could go for it right now. If I play Wrench, equip it to the dog, and attack with all, they can block 3 things and then take a Mistway Spy and an Inside Source for lethal here. That assumes they have nothing in hand. It's quite risky. But I think they drew a land. They went to... They went to combat so quickly that I just don't think they have anything. Take 2. Oh, I forgot that does that on blocks too. Did they just find something? No. Okay. Why does Copter loot on blocks as well? Alright, well that game lasted about 10 minutes longer than it should have, but we ended up winning. Even through the punt. Alright, starting on the draw again. We'll see how many times we can do that. But at least we do have Phantom into Inside Source here. I think that's the route we're going to go. Although, now that we drew Dog Walker, maybe we disguise a Dog Walker so that if we draw another Plains, we can undisguise that and play a Phantom on 4. And if we don't draw another Plains this exact turn, I'm probably just playing Inside Source here. Alright, playing the mirror, and they got to go first, so they are winning the damage race already. Not necessarily the mirror, but, you know, Phantom on 2 goes a long way in pushing some damage here. Wouldn't mind drawing a land. Galvanize the 2/2 smack for 4. Sure. Dog Walker? No. Museum Night Watch. That is not a land. I'm not liking this. Missing land drops is not good, and starting on the draw doesn't help. Now we have to go to 8 here. No, I guess they held the Phantom back for some reason. Guess they really didn't want to trade it off. Oh, that's why. Yeah, who needs lands? Yeah, this is just really bad. I have to do this now because it can't get turned up on their turn, and I need the 1/1s, so... sure. Maybe they overextend and lead themselves dead to on the job, but I doubt it. Here comes everything, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That is lethal, so I have to block something. And then I hope they don't have a trick or direct damage to the face, I guess. But when you're missing land drops like this, you're just not going to win, so. Nice value there. Is there a way we survive this turn? If we attacked all and they didn't block, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's not even lethal still, so... I guess we just keep playing creatures here and maybe mize out a win through on the job at some point. Yeah, it's got to be through on the job here somehow, so I'm just going to try to push a little bit of damage in the hope that on the job can win it for us at some point here. If we draw land, we can play Mistway Spy, send all our phantoms into the air, and cast on the job, which makes them all 4-powered flyers. But that's assuming we survive here. Can they also pump it? It might not even matter. They might just have a trick for this. But, I mean, what if we do this and this, and then attack all, they block a 2-2, they take 8, 9, 10, 11. So this still doesn't even kill them. So then we have to, like, do this. Nah, they got the trick anyway. Yep, like I said, you don't win when you miss land drops. So, you know, playing 16, sometimes this is what happens. Alright, start on the draw for the 4th time in a row here with a hand that's not great. We do have Gatekeeper on 2 if we have to do that. And then Insight Source on 3 if we find any land. Now we do have an island. I just don't see ourselves having time to cast this on 3. We just have so much to do here. So let's just hope they don't play an X4. No, but now they have 2 2/2s. I guess I have to be willing to trade. I am pushing damage as much as I can. I don't like missing lands. I'm going to regret getting rid of this, but everything else is kind of exactly what we want to be doing here. Here comes some big 5/5 I can't deal with now. No. Down goes Inspector. And all of a sudden they're the ones on the aggressive here. doing it this way because I don't want them to flip or solve their case here now. That's a creature that stonewalls our board. Yeah, I guess we're doing this. And then just trying to race against a board that's too big to race against. Yeah, that's what I thought. What is this? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 power right now. Flip one of these things, hit us for at least 5 more, so you have on the job. Who knows? We have on the job. We could find that. Let's just make sure we don't die as much as we can here. +3/+3 and trample. Fanatical strength. No, go to 9. So equipped creature has vigilance and can tap creatures. And it gets +1/+1. So we tap one down, we chump one, but then we risk dying to whatever flips over. They have their own gatekeeper. Okay. Go to 8. I guess I use this to tap down Vigilante, block Gatekeeper, chump this one, take 4 here. It's about the best I can do. Attack all, as I thought. Take 4. Or more. Take 6. We might have an out to win here. That's certainly not it. We top deck on the job, we win. How about another land? Yeah, that's 6. But 6 is not 8. I don't think there's anything I could find here, but I'm doing it anyway. How's 3 straight lands sound? Alright, look at this. We get to go first for the first time in 5 games with a deck that cares to do so. Very much would like to just get a flyer down here and start pecking in. Give me a detective off the top. Or the 2/2 flyer guy. Market Watch Phantom. We've only got 5 of them. You know what? I'll take it. I said detective. It gave me a detective. Green-white tipster. What's new? There's a phantom. Is it too late? I think it... Well, I'm going to get rid of the other inspector. We have enough looting going on, and I've already learned my lesson about land drops here. Oh, that's a 4/4. That stonewall's basically everything I'm doing. Hey, I don't forget this time that I can actually push the damage by tapping it. Alright, this time I think I will get rid of the land. Hit him for 7. Next turn, if we draw a land, we can disguise Granite Witness and flip it up to potentially tap down another blocker. And we did. It seems fine. Or would I rather actually just play the Phantom and then next turn I can do that when this thing can also attack? Nothing has reach here. At least not yet. I get another creature down. Yeah, let's just do this. Put him to 7, play a creature. Next turn we can flip this up, tap a blocker. No plays, alright. Go ahead and play this disguise so I get the trigger on the Phantom, and then we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the air. That's automatically lethal as it is, so let's see what they have to say about it. And there we go. Alright, look, we got on the play. We did exactly what our deck is built to do. Okay, we're first again. Let's go. Playing against, unfortunately, the top deck king, so this is going to be a difficult matchup. Going against somebody who's always going to find the answer on the top of their deck. I think I'm going to play Spy on 1 again. It dealt a lot of damage last time. We've got Due Diligence. It's a nice little pump for this thing. Make it a 3/3 flyer here at some point. Next turn, play Inspector, loot, figure out where to go from there. Yeah, I think I'll still do that. Oh, they got Counterspell, so never mind. What do they have? They passed through the beginning of their turn, and then they got priority. Oh, they passed through and then got priority as soon as scene of the crime activation came up, so that makes sense. Alright, Private Eye, let's go. Alright, found a land. What do you got? Disguise. That is fine by me. Just gonna play a creature here. I mean, I could use Due Diligence, but I mean, I have great attacks right now with 9. They go to 4, and now they're just dead on board. Unless they have a board wipe. That should be okay, I would think. Get rid of Tracker and then still die here. Or no, I guess get rid of Private Eye, sure. Sure, Due Diligence does it as well. Alright, we beat the Top Deck King. Don't know how we did it, but we got there. Alright, we're at first again. Let's go. 4 straight games on the draw, and then what is this, 3 in a row on the play? Let's go. Now we need a land, but we do have a bunch of plays even if we don't find that land, so that's why I kept it here. Alright, found the land, but it wasn't the quite perfect color, although find a land next turn, we can Consultant and equip and then hit for 5 here. I guess if there's a deck the Case of the Pilfered Proof would ever have been good in, it would have been this one. Okay, we did do just exactly that. Now, unfortunately, next turn we cast On the Job. Or maybe we attack with Phantom and use its ability to tap something, but they could very easily just play another 3/3 or a 4/4 here, which would make life very difficult. Would very much like to be able to attack with all my creatures. Inside Source, Detective enters, gets a counter, they loot. Yeah, On the Job is just going to force some trades here, which won't be great. Let's see if they take the trades or if they... What's it, 5, 6, 7, 8? Yeah, they would... 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They would die if they didn't block at all, which I'm assuming they would. So I could just use Market Watch Phantom's ability here to tap down their detective. That leads to them taking 7? I'm going to let them block. Again, they might not even want to. I'd kind of be shocked if they didn't. Okay. Eat their, or trade with their creatures, take 10, and now they're dead in the air to a phantom. If we can find a land. Alright, if that's Granite Witness, then they're still alive here. Alright, that's what I was hoping for. Let's see if this is Granite Witness or not. Being in blue-white, I would venture to think this will be Granite Witness. Oh, Exit Specialist, even better. Yeah, that's better than Granite Witness in this spot. Okay, you are technically still dead on board as it sits to a Crime Stopper Sprite. Okay, so they definitely have an answer to the Sprite here by them attacking, I would think. Sure. So something I could do is equip Wrench. And then they have to have 2 answers. I think they have Out Cold is what I think they have here. So equipping Wrench would be pretty bad for me. So let's just let them cast their Out Cold. And then I guess I play these 2 creatures. Take action, discard the planes, play the Phantom. Take action, discard the island. And then end the turn, and they're in a tough spot because they can attack us, but we've got lethal on the backswing in 2 ways, but they've got 4 cards in hand, so they could certainly have something here. Digging for more. They're going to solve this. I think if they attack with the Projector Inspector, I will block with mine. I don't think I would block with Phantom if they attacked with both, though. Because that leaves the out for me drawing a 2-drop off the top and then winning with Phantom here. Land. What else? Could have another Out Cold. If they use Out Cold, they put us to 1 and we can't block with anything. Yeah, so think I'll do, like I said, think I'll do this, but not the other one here. Alright, risking it. That should do it. Yeah, they decided to risk it, and did not pay off for them, unfortunately. I did have an additional draw if I drew a land or something to try to find another 2-drop, but we'll take it. Alright, pretty horrible hand here. It's very slow. We don't have any of our 2-drops. I really hate mulliganing, but let's mulligan to basically a worse hand. Get rid of the dog walker. Almost, I feel like every time I mulligan, I go from like 2 planes to the complete opposite end of the spectrum here, with only the other color of lands. Let's see if we can find a Market Watch Phantom off the top here. Nah, planes, I mean... Okay, what is going on? We're just starting off very, very slowly, and this deck has the ability to get off to a fast start. It just has not worked out that way. Alright, down goes Inspector. Still have priority with 1 swamp in play. Which is kind of strange, but we'll go ahead and take the loot here, because why not? I think it's gotta be Due Diligence at this point. And again, I guess just getting rid of the cards we don't know that are ever going to be great here. Looting is such a weird feeling. It's usually good for you. Well, it's always good for you. It just feels not great when you have to start discarding cards you don't want to discard. I think I'm going to do this because they did miss a land drop here. So try to kick them when they're down and tap down the Researcher. See if they use it. No, they didn't use it. Which is better, Thinking Cap or Wrench? I think Thinking Cap is actually better. Let's see if they do have Toxin Analysis here. Am I willing to trade that for a Projector Inspector? We've already got our other one in the yard. What else could it be? Could be Slice from Shadows. Yeah, it's more likely to be Slice from Shadows here, which doesn't do anything. And if they don't block, then it is Slice from Shadows. It is Toxin Analysis. So, well... No, they're just jumping to preserve life, I guess? Okay, well then it's not Toxin Analysis. +1, +2. So that works with either of these pretty well here. Or I can just double Phantom. I don't think they're going to trade. They need the... Okay, if they do, that's fine. I mean, we have so many more creatures than they do, as well as card draw and pump on board here. I don't like them passing back. That never feels great. Alright, let's trigger these phantoms, fly them up in the air. Attack for 6. Are they just going to start tapping things down? Preserve some life? Yeah, that's a fine way for... I mean, I'm fine with that being their play. Can only do that so many times. It technically only prevented 1 damage because I wasn't going to attack with Inspector here. So instead of attacking for 2, I attack for 1. And then we gotta hope they don't have Deadly Cover-Up. Uh-oh. Using 5 mana. Here comes the Deadly Cover-Up. Yep. There it is. It's a rare. It's almost like I knew they had it. Yep. I've had that happen far too many times. Sure. Now they have 5 cards, we have 0. Magnifying Glass Disguise, yep. Land again, and here we go, the beginning of the end. Ugh. Hate to see it. Just hate to see it. It's a frustrating way to lose. Especially when you can call it happen. You could call it happening. You could just see that happening from a mile away. I don't even know if we can draw anymore. I guess Dog Walker wouldn't be horrible, but at this point I don't really think it matters. They still have Slice from Shadows, so this is also dying. They're at 12. Oh, come on. This last week of drafts have been just really frustrating. Just very, very frustrating. Take 10. And then be dead on board next turn, even if we draw a creature. Alright, well, you know, 5 and 3 isn't the end of the world here. Yeah, it's about where I'm at. I said it. As long as they don't have Deadly Cover-Up. Miss land drop, Deadly Cover-Up. Thanks for tuning in today. 2 more drafts left of the format. Thank God. I'll see you tomorrow for your daily draft.